Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day to all you moms, grandmas, great grandmas, and just anybody out there that fits that bill. Hope you guys are having just a great day and feeling all the appreciation for the hard work that you do. We know that being a mom is not easy, so we just want to wish you happy Mother's Day. But that is not the entire reason for this video post today. So today I want to talk to you guys about just the wild adventures of us raising chickens that we have been going through recently. So um, we had, let's see, started off after Hurricane Ian with a new flock of 8 bantams, and I just can never remember the type of breed, but they are 8 bantams. Here, let me flip it around, I'll show you guys. So there's our bantam rooster and another bantam hen right next to him. So we had them for a little while and kept them in this run, and eventually we started to let them kind of free range and really just kind of explore our 1 acre garden, our 1 acre property, I guess is a better way to put that. And it's been pretty cool to watch them go and scratch around and search through the food forest. It's really interesting because they can fly really well. So they actually will get up in our oak trees, they'll get on top of the shed and kind of, especially when the rooster gets up there, it's like the stereotypical farm picture of the rooster on top of a rooftop, doing his whole cockadoodle-doo. So that was really cool, but they were probably maybe just less than a year old, and they really weren't laying for us. And so we decided that we wanted to increase our flock size, and we had a friend from church who was selling some red sex lynx hens, so we went and got 5 of those to add to the flock. So that put us right around, like, I think 13 chickens total, and we let them free range. And I have a video of kind of showing how we introduced the new chickens with our current flock, and it ended up going decently well, although I will say that the red sex lynx did get beat up quite a bit by the rooster and the bantams as they established their pecking order. And when we let them free range, we did see some separation where our bantam flock kind of did its thing, and then the red sex lynx kind of left and did their thing. Just kind of a really interesting dynamic as they all came back to the same coop at night, but when allowed to, would definitely separate into 2 groups. So we fast forward to a couple of weeks ago. It's May, beginning of May-ish now, and we started having some predator problems. Right around the same time we started having predator problems, we also started getting broody hens. So our bantam hens ended up starting getting broody, and they weren't always coming back at night. They were sitting on nests, just kind of like all over the place. Sorry. They were sitting on nests just kind of all over the place. I had some under a big lemongrass. I had one in between our front door and our garage that was under some ferns, and one that was broody in the actual coop. And we started noticing that those really were kind of disappearing on us. We thought maybe a hawk was involved. At one point we caught raccoons in our run, so we had to flush them out. Luckily there was no chicken death that day. It was really wild though. There was a raccoon that had made it into the coop and was up on a rafter right next to our rooster, as if there was, they were both just looking down at me like they had been friends this whole time. But I'm smarter than that to know that that was not the case. But we got the raccoons out of the coop, so then we knew that we were dealing with a pretty persistent, predator problem as far as raccoons, and maybe even a hawk. And then after that, we had a bobcat come all the way into the yard. My wife was home alone, and she ended up chasing the bobcat off, and we lost that chicken several days later. So it's been a little wild. We now are keeping our chickens in the run. We're not letting them free range right now. We're going to let the heat die down a little bit. We still have raccoons coming at night, trying to get into the run. I think more so just to get after their feed. I don't think they're necessarily going after our chickens right now. I have them on picture getting into the or trying to get into the feeder, so we got to do a better job about getting rid of leftover food at night. So anyway, so that's been kind of where we're at, and we're down to I think we're down to 9 chickens, full-grown chickens. But just recently we did have 4 chicks hatch from that broody hen that was in the coop. So she's been sitting on the eggs. It's been just shy of 4 weeks, I think, and we had 4 eggs hatch all in one day. There was a total of 7 eggs underneath her, and so she, all of them didn't hatch, and that kind of segues into the most recent developments. But before I get into that part of the story, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you guys our newest additions to the Serene Forest flock. So these are our new chicks, and that's the bantam hen that had been sitting on that nest for so long, and she's doing a pretty decent job raising these new chicks. She's very protective. She does a good job feeding them. The only thing she is struggling with now is the fact that we don't have our run lined with chicken wire. It's just chain link fence, and as you can see, the chicks are small enough to go in and out of them, and I don't think she has any clue of how to prevent that. That's going to be something that we're going to have to do as far as lining this run with chicken wire to prevent them from being able to get out, because now if something were to come if something were going to try and come attack these little chicks, there's not much that anybody in this run could do, including the mom, including the rooster. These other chickens would just not be able to do anything unless those chicks came running back in time. So that's something for predator management that we need to fix. And of course, up until having chicks, we never really knew that we needed to address. So it's something we're learning as we're going. And I'm sure that many of you out there watching this that homestead or have backyard chickens, you guys are probably consistently learning as you go as well. Hopefully this helps you out. Some of you are probably looking at me like, duh, yeah, we did that years ago. So just, everybody's at a different level. So these are our 4 new chicks, and they've been doing great. We really haven't done anything special to help take care of them. The only thing we did was actually adjust our feed. So we got some chick specific feed, which is very, very small. And we watch mama hen over here. Sometimes she'll eat some and then give it back to the chicks, especially if we give them little cherry tomatoes, or I like to feed them passion vine berries because they're right here next to the run. So she does a little bit of help with that. But other than that, we're not doing a whole lot. The only other real adjustment that I've had to make so far is they cannot get up into this water. This is the only tool or device, I guess you could say, that we have to provide water for the flock. So the chicks cannot get up there. So I've been using the bottom of a pot over here that is really dirty right now. I'm about to clean out, but we've been using that for a little bit of water just so these chicks have something they can reach for a water source. So we're really keeping our fingers crossed that these chicks are going to keep doing good. It's pretty much a miracle that after losing 4 chickens to predators, that we had 4 chicks hatch. So just kind of like just really a nice blessing of replacing those chickens that we lost. We have no idea what they're going to look like. We believe that they were all red sex-lynx eggs, even though it was a bantam that became broody. And of course, there was a bantam rooster that would have breeded with the red sex-lynx. So we're pretty excited to see what these end up looking like, and pretty excited just to learn what this part of the being chicken parents is like. So the next part of our story began yesterday, and so if you remember, I said that we had a total of 7 eggs that broody hen was sitting on. and only 4 hatched. So where did the other eggs go? Well, I didn't really know what to do with them, and so I ended up putting them where I normally put our egg shells, and that's over here in my soldier fly larva composting box. So this is where I do a lot of composting of chicken, or sorry, not of chicken. I do a lot of composting of our table scraps here, and it just creates a nice environment for the black soldier larva to come into. They fly in through here, the adults do, to lay their eggs, and then we have these PVC ramps that go down to the bottom, and when the larvae are ready to pupate, they want to leave to go find a nice soil area away from any potential food sources so they don't accidentally get eaten by other soldier fly larvae. And as they begin to leave, they end up falling into this bucket, and that's where I catch them, and then I end up using them as chicken food. So I had put the leftover eggs in here because that's what I would normally do with some of our eggshells. And lo and behold, it actually got warm enough in here from all the composting that we hatched a chicken, or a chick, inside of our compost bin yesterday. My wife came out here to throw some table scraps away. I was working in the yard, and she yelled at me to come over and said that we had hatched another chick. And I was about to go into the coop wondering how that was even possible, and then she pointed me over here to our compost bin, and sure enough, there was a little chick chirping away over here. So that's obviously a really, really wild story. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of anything quite like it, but that happened. And the sad thing is that one, maybe we should have known to have left some of those eggs around, although I don't think they would have hatched since there was no hen sitting on them regularly. But also we had no idea what to do with now this, essentially orphan chick that hatched in our compost. So we ended up bringing it inside because one, we really didn't expect this mother hen over here to just willingly bring in a new chick that didn't even look like her current chicks. And then we also didn't know how the rest of the flock would respond. So I'll admit, we did do a little trial. I brought the chick over near the mom, and the mom immediately came over and pecked at it, and it didn't look like in a very loving way. So we think that she might have been viewing this new chick as an imposter and defending her current chicks. So we pulled her away, and as we were pulling her away, the rooster and some of these other hens, especially the larger red sex lynx, had come over, and they showed a lot of aggressive interest in that new chick as well. I don't know if maybe they were thinking it was going to be a food source, or if they were getting defensive and wanting to, almost like how they do with sick chickens, where they wanted to get rid of that chick. So we pulled that chick out, obviously, and we attempted to try and set up a incubator-like area. However, we don't have an incubator, so we tried to use a little space heater, and that chick ended up not surviving the night. So we were ill-prepared, ill-equipped, and we really, as first-time, baby chick parents, we really didn't know the ins and outs of everything. We're no experts. So if you're watching this, just I hope you have a good laugh out of our story. I know it ends a little sad, but also I hope that you learn a couple things from that, and the fact that if you have chicks that are born after the fact of many others, that it's going to be challenging to try and get them to survive, and for the rest of the flock to really take them in. Our plan was to introduce that baby chick to the mom at night, and hopefully that when the morning time came, that everything was, would be somewhat normal, or just kind of trick her into taking care of that one. So, but anyway, that's been our Chicken Chronicles the last few days. It's been a pretty wild time. It seems like there's just always something new that just kind of makes us say, what in the world is going on? And it's been fun. It's been wild. It's been, look at her getting all protective over these chicks, trying to go get food for them and bring it over so that she can help break down the bigger stuff and for them to eat. But again, I'll say that we've really enjoyed having chickens. We love the eggs. We love how easy they are. We're learning something new every day. We hope that you guys will be encouraged to become more self-sufficient. The first step, as many of the memes online say, is getting chickens, and then after that you become part of the conspiracy or the homesteading mafia. We hope that you become a new member of that. It's just ever important to be as self-sufficient as possible. And again, I hope you guys have a great Mother's Day, and God bless you on this Sunday. Later, guys.